Hello, and welcome to the Tavern Chat Podcast. I'm your host, Derek Tenkar, your bartender in the OSR, your main proprietor of Tenkar's Tavern blog, Discord server, MeWe group, Facebook group, Twittering, Instagram shite. If you can hear noise in the background, it's my neighbors. They were quiet for the last couple of days. They weren't partying. The advantage of being college-age students. In the realm of coronavirus, when you have a pool table in your backyard. Oy. It's always a party for them. So, what do we have? What is going on? Well, ENWorld has posted Owen KC Stephens Tabletop RPG Truths number 2. Ah, Jesus. Well, you know what? I'm going to just pick and choose and cherry pick here. And there are certain things that I'd have to say are spot on. Here. The majority of tabletop RPG professionals, staffers, freelancers, owners, etc., are substantially underpaid for their skills. Saying they shouldn't be in the industry if they want to be paid more is saying I don't want any professional RPG content to be made. Now, I'm going to put this into perspective for you, okay? I think pretty much every profession feels that they're underpaid. I really do believe that RPG creators are, certainly in general, not paid a living salary. That's a fact, okay? Now, when I was a sergeant in the NYPD before I retired, if you were an NYPD cop, you felt you were underpaid compared to the departments around us. Nassau County, Suffolk County, Yonkers, Westchester PD, Port Authority, all made substantially more than we did. All right? So, we felt we were underpaid. That being said, I was making a decent salary with my BA in history as a police sergeant. Rach, my wife, master's in social work. So she's got a lot more education than I do. Certifications up the wazoo. All right? And I think when I retired, I was making, with overtime, twice her salary. Was that fair? No. She put in more education, more time, and she's making half the money I made. Right? I got news for you. And I hate to say it like this, but it is what it is. Life isn't fair. You don't go into social work expecting to make beaucoup dollars. You don't go into law enforcement expecting to make an amazing salary, but you hope to get paid on the end when you retire. You have a better retirement than most careers do. RPGs. I guess there's job satisfaction, the enjoyment of working in a field that you take joy out of. You take, you enjoy playing the game, so you're in that field. There's a certain familiarity to it. But if you're going into RPGs to get rich, the Richard Garfields, the Jonathan Tweets, who can cash out when they sell, their company to Hasbro, they're few and far between, folks. They're few and far between. If you can make a living salary as an RPG creator, God bless you. And I said this before, I know some that do. And they have minimal expenses, or they're married to a spouse who has health insurance. It's choice. You want to do RPGs as a full-time job, that's your choice. Nobody is forcing you to do so. Nobody is saying, you must create RPGs. No. That's a career choice. Is it underpaid? Are the artists underpaid? Writers underpaid? Layout artists underpaid? Editors underpaid? Most assuredly. But you know what? In general, we all feel we're underpaid. So I don't really know where else to take that.
And also, we kind of take that vow of poverty to do something that makes a difference or that we enjoy doing.
Well, and there,
you kind of take the hit for it.
No, you're right, Rach. I mean, Listen,
coming from a social worker.
I did not take a vow of poverty to cop, but trust me, until
like
you
not poverty, but like you're not gonna.
You're not. You know what? You're not gonna get rich. You want to get rich, you have to strike lotto. I mean, as a cop, you're not, especially your first couple of years, because as the way the pay structure is usually set up, your first 5 or 6 years, or longer depending on the department, it's a slow. You get paid a starting salary, slow increase, and then boom, a huge increase at that 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th year, whatever it is. Even as a sergeant, my initial promotion was a $2,000 bump, and then I think it was $1,000, and then like $11,500 on my 3rd anniversary. They've stretched it out even longer now. So it's not up front. You get extra responsibilities without much of that extra pay. Okay? But again, we felt we weren't paid compared to Nassau, Suffolk, Port Authority, Yonkers, Westchester PD, a lot of the New Jersey police departments in the area. Then again, nobody came close to our size. And if you want to be a police officer, a department like the NYPD has so many specialized units. You have places you can go to within the department. Options that you don't have in smaller departments. And you kind of, I guess, that flexibility is part of the compensation, so to speak. The compensation that you get for participating in the RPG industry as a creator, that's built into it. I hate to say it, but your lack of pay is because you're in an industry that you want to be in. Mm-hmm. I have friends that white collar jobs, God bless them, vice presidents at major banking institutions, technology coordinators for major companies like the whole East Coast operations, and they'll be working until they can't work anymore because they don't get a pension. Not like I did. So, there's different ways of looking at the compensation. My last bit on what I'm going to talk about with our friend Owen KC Stephens is he talks about, and I've known this for years, but it's interesting to see somebody else say it. If you've gone to North Texas RPG at the convention and you've ever just really talked with people in the industry, and you've learned that deals happen at these conventions. They certainly do. And what he says is tabletop RPG careers are advanced the most during after-hours bar gatherings at big cons. Again, not just big cons, smaller cons. Depending on where you are in the RPG industry, where you hang your hat. Nothing else is as effective. By not going to drinks early in my career, I set it back 5 to 8 years. Club soda would have been fine, though. The industry does drive folks to drink. I've seen, before I was properly involved with the Frogs, and now that I am pretty much involved with the Frogs, I've seen deals happen at North Texas beyond what you would think for a con at about 400 attendees. And that's because there's so many special guests, so many people that are within the industry that are old, the old school gaming aspect of it, that, yes, deals happen. They happen over lunch, they happen over dinner, they happen with the drinks, they happen sitting down in the hallway just socializing. They happen. And you have to engage people to get these things going on, to get these deals. I mean,
they're not coming to your house. They're not knocking on your door.
You have to be approachable.
Right. You have to mix.
Right. And I've seen people who are known in our industry, have self-published popular games, And they really didn't get that extra oosh until they got face-to-face meetings with people at conventions. It's just the way it is. And I'm not saying you have to keep on going to them, but you have to make face-to-face connections. Online connections are great. Internet connections are fine. Phone, but you can meet somebody one time and you can solidify a relationship that has started online, and it becomes real. It becomes solid. Not just friendships, but working relationships. He also mentions that there's a lot of nepotism in the gaming industry. And what he didn't quite call it nepotism. But listen, friends hire friends. If you know somebody and you figure they're not going to fuck you over, you're more likely to work with them as opposed to a stranger. Getting to know people, getting known, earning a good rep will only do you well. Only do you well. All right, folks. On that note, as always, maintain your social distance, 6 feet. Wash your hands 20 seconds, soap and water or Skell gel. Wear a face covering. Common sense. Don't fucking, don't. If you need to go shop for something, you need to go shop for something. If you don't need it, don't. If not in a rush, fuck it, man. Use Amazon. I do. Hey, I wish everybody out there would go to, go to 10 Cars Tavern, go shopping on Amazon through my link over there.
That's a great idea.
It's a great idea, right?
Yeah.
Support the tavern. Shop at Amazon. If you're going to do it already, anyway, why not throw a few coppers in my direction? I know there's no advertisements on the podcast right now because I guess I get too many listens that the ones that were getting through Anchor are all cashed out. There's no new ones coming out. And I haven't found a way to sell advertisement on this podcast that I feel comfortable with. If I can figure out a way to do it where I only sell it to companies and publishers that I feel personally comfortable with, that'd be great. I gotta figure that shit out. If you have an idea about that, hey, listen. Always open to a voicemail. Feel free. Drop a line. You can even email 10cars.tavern@gmail.com. I will read emails, or at least not horrendously long ones. If it's long, I will edit it because I'm sorry. I don't like, shows that do this is our email show or our voicemail show, and it's just fucking droning on. I can't do that. All right, folks. As always, be safe, be well. God bless. Roll those dice. And I will talk with you all, God willing, tomorrow. All right. Laters.